Authenticity, a way of being in alignment with your authentic self, your most authentic self, your highest self. You know, the truest to your heart, the truest to your journey, your path, your heartstrings, your spirit guides, your ancestors, you know, however it is. You know, being most authentic with your passions and the things that you pour into this world, you know. Being true to yourself. You know, so many people can't be, you know, they feel trapped and feel that they can't do the thing that's on their heart to do because that's not the world that we live in. Sure, everybody would love to go run off and write books or build earth houses or all the other crazy stuff I do. People would love to go to art school and do the thing that's a passionate thing within their life, but that's not what pays the bills, you know. That's not the responsible thing to do. That's not the adult move to do. The adult move to do is to not be authentic to yourself, but to put on the mask of the person that the system wants you to pretend to be, so that you can do your part there, so that you can then, you know, just have to work twice or three times as hard to be able to get the same things done, because you have to work for this over here to get the stuff so that you can do this other thing within your own life. And if you're just living in an authentic way, you know, your highest authentic way, living your passion, you know, then that doesn't even feel like work. That's your life, you know. If you're passionate about art, food, well, I fix cars for free. Well, cage-free mechanic, that doesn't feel like work. That's my fun, you know. I have to like schedule my fun time to go do that. We build these earth houses in South Dakota. Fun, you know, tons of work, awesome, fun, great time. You know, people come on their vacations. They save up vacation all year just to come out and do this hard work and be a part of that community. I mean, you can feel when you're out there, everybody, you know, connecting with that authentic self, especially out there, disconnected from all this distraction. I want you not connected to that. You know, we talk a lot on here, in this channel, about this metaphysical stuff and this cosmic energy of creation of everything, white light pouring through all of it and through your ego, this film strip, this concentrated vibrations of colors that are filtering out these other vibrations and allowing you to have this limited experience. Because to experience all of everything, the white light of the projector on the wall, all of the light all at once feels like nothing. You know, you walk in the room and you say, oh, there's nothing on the screen. No, it's everything. You have to filter out some of everything to experience anything. And so you can fully dive in to this world that we find ourselves in now without being authentic at all to this space and letting the ego, this thing that keeps you tethered here, that knows how to function within here and can figure things out and can use the mind and the mental and plan and make things happen. You know, you can do things purely just in that mental space. You know, lots of people, that's their journey, that's their path, you know. You have to move all of the matter of everything with tools made from the matter of everything, and everything just takes twice or 10 times as long, you know. Not being at all aware of just these energetic flows of the universe, you know. It's like we're trying to get through this mountain, and you're at point A on one side of the mountain, and the other side of the mountain, point B, all you can see is what's right in front of you. And nothing else. And math and science says, well, the best way there is just straight there until you have to dig through this mountain. And you can do it. You can do all that work and you can get to that space purely just in this material space, the ego space, the functioning within how everything's set up is tons of work, you know. Not that we're saying not to work. Not that we're saying just manifest everything, you don't have to do anything. No, manifestation opens those opportunities, opens those doorways for you to step through and do that work. It's just acknowledging the energetic cycles of, you know, it's like not acknowledging that it's day and night with the earth, her natural cycle, her natural vibration and spin, and trying to start digging a hole through this mountain at nighttime without any kind of acknowledgement of that there's other energies at play. Could have just waited for the energy to be in your favor, the day to arrive, and then you could realize, oh wait, there's a path that goes right around. I don't have to dig anything. yeah, digging gets me there. Digging, the doing the work, and from that mind state, you might as well get to work, because that's the only way to get through. You got to work, work, work. It's not work and wait till the next day. Till the sun comes up, it's warm, light. The vibrations of energy are in your favor. Now walk. You still do the real world action. But you could have there a lot easier. But then you start to understand even more energetic flows, like this wind that's happening. Invisible energy flow. But very obvious, if the wind is in your face and you're trying to climb the mountain, it makes it harder. You wait, if you realize, understand the flow of energy. Every afternoon at 2, this wind comes in up the north side of this mountain. I can just let it be at my back and push me up the hill. I can wear my little wingsuit or parachute or whatever. I'm still doing the work in this material, action step world. And so, operating from a place of just pure ego, because your ego's job is to keep you tethered in this space and to keep you convinced that this is a real thing. It's like this film strip, and this light's pouring through it. It's like a movie. A film strip's job is to fully immerse you in the experience. This is interdimensional. We know what like a 2D, or even now with VR, like a 3D movie. Imagine, interdimensional. It's pretty real. It feels pretty real. It's supposed to feel real. That's why we're here, is to experience that. Nobody's saying reach ultimate enlightenment and let go completely of ego. Maybe an ego death is good along your process, but really the balance of being able to operate from that ego space, that material world space, that real world action step place, but just doing it with an understanding, with an acknowledgement, with an intuition, to just the energy that flows when things are in your favor or they're not. If you're just like slugging through and having to force things and it's just not working, and you work twice as hard and everything's falling apart, it's probably because you're just not with the flows of things. And so the more that you associate purely with the ego and try to force stuff here and plan it out and figure it out and stress about it, the less you're able to just go with this flow of cosmic creative potential energy of everything, God, universe, spirit, And so your authenticity you're living your most authentic life, most aligned with your heart space. The work that you will be doing, the gift that you will be giving the world, you didn't have to worry about money. I know you got one. Like your art or your music. You might even want to come help me build earth houses, do disaster relief, cook for people. Especially now with changes going on with food, we're up in our soup kitchen, fix cars for free, and we have this whole free store. And so the more that you can align yourself with your most authentic self, what the hippie woo-woos talk about, align with your highest timeline or something like that, it's your authentic self. Not living your life as something else, someone else trying to convince others or yourself that you're this other thing because that's what it takes to fit in, or that's what it takes to survive here. It's only what it takes to survive here because so many people are not living their authentic self, Convinced that that's how it has to be. That you're supposed to be miserable in life. That way you can earn your right to be happy some other time. So it's authenticity, and whether that's your life, with your work, finding work that, just resonates and is true to your heart, and, work that you would do for free. You would do even if money wasn't involved. Which is great. Because then if we all start living authentically and money's not here, then we know that you'll do it. People will think that money is the only way that you can get anybody to do anything. And that's because they're doing things that aren't authentic to themselves. It's the only way to get someone to do something that's not authentic to themselves. But if everybody finds that thing that resonates with them like that, of course you would do that. I do all kinds of work for free. I know plenty of people that do all kinds of work for free because it's authentic to them, And everything works out when we do that. And everything just kind of lines up in the cosmos with this energetic flow. We're not digging this hole through this mountain. We walk on this path, and because you're living so passionately and so authentic to yourself, it really is a magnet. It attracts them. People are inspired to be around you and want to be around you and want to support you and give you the things that you need. I fix cars for free in the parking lot or whatever. People are all the time donating me every kind of tool and part and all the stuff that I need. Getting food for us, for our house. And because they want to support that. People want to do good. What would you do if money wasn't at all a driving force, Not go to business school, probably. Not work that job you hate. So you can watch videos on YouTube about the thing you like or dream about doing it one day. And then, if you're sharing yourself within some kind of art or music or YouTube content creation, being authentic in that. And that's what people need. That's what the world needs right now. The world doesn't need caricatures of ourselves. Which is funny because I write books that are nearly caricatures of myself, but I share these deep truths in this live stream that I've been doing. Tune into that, if you're into any of this, because really I get way more just, because I don't repost them, I don't ever share it. It's not anything about in the future. I'm making this to show you at some other point, trusting it'll find you. By the live stream, it's only if you're there, if you show up. I get on kind of random times. More that I can feel myself being authentic without having to be, it's not to be able to say everything about you. You don't have to overshare, but just being authentic with you guys. And, it's hand in hand with humility. The more you can have humility, obviously the less your ego has a grip on you and tethers you into just functioning within the material science matter way, and you can acknowledge and understand that there's greater flows. Gratitude. All these things that it's not about crushing your ego, it's about acknowledging, appreciating, having gratitude for your ego for having you able to have this experience here within this space. And now that we've slugged along and toughed it out this game within this dimension, this story mode, from within the character's perspective, now wanting to open our perspective, our periphery, and acknowledge that there's other energies and cycles and see the flow of how things go and how things come together, and use those to our advantage. Not trying to do less work, but trying to be more efficiently do our work, so we're not just turning our wheels as a cog for some machine. Able to do the work that's on our heart, because the work that's on our heart is what is needed for the world. That's why you're here. Each of us are here to do that thing. Whatever it is that you're here to do, Your authentic self is doing that. you can just pour into your passion, your heart, the thing that is your drive. I understand it's tough. You have to go to work. You have to pay the bills. I get it. You know. If you keep pouring that energy into your authentic, the thing on your heart, the things will work out. You know, I do this with you guys. I don't make any money from this. You know, maybe one day I will, and then I can not have to do this other thing. But the other thing I'm doing is working with the high school kids, and that's on my heart. And I would do that if there's no money. So if I start making enough through this, then I'll just do it for free with the high school kids and keep doing my free mechanic stuff. That would be cool.